My name is Jamin Goecker. I'm a realtor in South Central Alaska, and my mission is to help you to build an intentional and significant legacy for yourself and your family by coaching you on real estate. And today, what we're going to be talking about is a question that I get very often, and that is, I would sell, but I don't know where to move after I sell it. So what do I do about that? So we're going to be answering that question today. And before we get started though, do make sure you give this video a like. If you haven't done so already, do subscribe so you can receive more information like this in the future. And without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into answering this very complex question and problem we find ourselves in these days. First off, I would say this is a great problem to have, but it is a little nettlesome that it can sell your property really easily, but also you don't want to suddenly end up on the other side of that transaction and really find yourself in a competitive situation with a lot of other buyers who are trying to purchase. This is not ideal if we can avoid it. So I would say first off, timeline is really important. And the reason that I say that is because you can buy a property or get property under contract before you get your property sold, but timeline is going to be important. So first off, in a perfect scenario, I would prefer you to already be pre-approved with a lender. Don't wait. Okay, seriously, do not wait. Don't, look at something and go, oh, I love this, and okay, now let's go get pre-approved. We're too late. We're too late for that one. And this market, it's going fast. Usually we're going to be too late, not always necessarily 100%. Obviously, there's exceptions to everything. Usually we're going to be too late though. So make sure you get pre-approved right now. Make sure we're looking for properties you want to get right now. Preferably, we could purchase that other property non-contingent. So what that means is you don't have to sell the home you're currently in order to afford the new property. That would be preferable because we know we can sell this other thing pretty quick in this market, as long as it's priced correctly and we've gone through the staging. I talk quite a bit about that in other videos, so I'll save you that soapbox. But selling a property in this market is not the difficult part. Getting it under contract is. So preferably we want to find something also that is off market. Now, the benefits of finding a property that's off market is you're not competing with a ton of other buyers for it. You're still probably going to be giving them the top market value, but you're not going to get squeezed too much on a whole lot of other terms as well, and you're not going to have that experience of competing with 4 or 5 other buyers out there that are desperate and trying to get their hands on this property. So that's step number 1. Now, the second option that you can do is we get the property on the market and then you start looking for the dream home. Now, this isn't ideal because what happens if you get this property under contract, the one you're in, and this one over here you weren't able to find, or you weren't able to get it under contract? Well, now we're probably going to have to Airbnb or do a short-term rental, and that's not ideal because you're having to move you and or the family twice. So not ideal, but yes, that is option number 2. Get the house on the market, get it under contract, and then start looking for the other property. Benefit of that is obviously you're not going to be contingent at that point, or you might be, but good chance that or other seller is going to accept it because they understand just how strong this market is. The other option that I would mention is you might consider finding an Airbnb or a short-term rental just right now, and just take that as option number 1. Now, this works great for some people who are just really committed and wanting to take advantage of the market. For people with a lot of children or pets or stuff like that, might not be the best option, but it definitely could be an option. Another thing I am considering is purchasing a fourplex or some kind of a multifamily property and renting it out to people who are in your situation and just needing a place to go and be for a little bit when they are in the process of finding another home. So if this is something that would interest you, certainly do feel free to reach out to me. I'd be happy to talk and see if we can make this, make that something that would work for everybody. Again, this is just kind of an idea I have for the moment, and be interested to see if anyone would be interested and taking advantage of that. But let's go and take a break real quick here. For those of you who've been watching for a while, I have market updates every week talking about what's going on in the big markets around the South Central Alaska area. And you definitely need to be checking those out if you are even considering getting your property on the market, be educating yourself on what's going on. Second thing you need to take advantage of is my seller's guide that's at no charge to you. On my website, you just have to register and then put seller guide in the little comment section so I know what to send you. So do take advantage of those, and let's go and finish today's video. Now, one other option that I did want to mention is that you can always sell your property off market, and this does work for some people. And the reason for it is that you're not going to have to do nearly as much staging. You're not going to have all the stress of people coming in. And it's also going to be a very quick, clean, efficient process. And you're going to be able to just focus on finding that property. And you're not going to have the stress of getting the other property you're currently in ready for the market. Now, you might not be able to wring every last penny out of those buyers when they come in, but you're also going to get a top of the market value for your property. And you're going to be able to start looking for the other one. So that frees up a lot of time. For some people, that is a great option, and if that's something you're interested in, definitely reach out to me. We'll see what we can do for you. Now, usually the way this works is you've got one realtor that's going to be facilitating it between two people. This is called a neutral licensee role. And what that means there is that they have the ability to provide the same services to either side under representation. The only difference is that they cannot disclose financial information from one side to the other. In other words, if I'm working with you, you're the seller, I can't tell you what the buyers, what their top ceiling amount they're willing to offer is. But conversely, I can't tell the buyers what your bottom line is that you'd be willing to do either. So that information stays with both parties, does not go to either side. But other than that, the responsibilities to both parties is the same as it would be for representation, literally word for word. So I sure hope this is useful for you. This is an predicament that a lot of potential sellers are finding themselves in. If you are in a position where you have questions on any of this, certainly feel free to reach out to me, let me know, and let's talk and see if we can problem solve and come up with a creative solution for you that's going to get you to where you want to be, and also do so in a way that's not going to put you in an awkward limbo, having to move twice kind of a scenario, if we can avoid it. But thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.